El Macero Country Club in Davis, California. The course was built in 1961 by architect Bob Boldock. It's an 18-hole facility with a full range, double-ended, so they have tees on both sides, and we have a practice short game facility as well. It has Bermuda grass fairways, cool season ryegrass roughs with some blended fescue in there, and bent poa greens. Right now we only have a small section of the course that has fescue. It's a turf type tall fescue that we use as a trial along our lake edges to see, one, how that aesthetically looks and how it affects our maintenance practices. Are we having to mow it more? Are we having to mow it less? What kind of water does it take? And so far we've been really happy that it is actually less maintenance, it looks aesthetically pleasing, and it requires less water. We decided to go with the fescue on the lake because it was going to be something that we wouldn't have to go to as often to mow. Before we had the fescue, we had Bermuda grass right up there, and during the summer months it would get so long and required so much string trimming and maintenance that I wanted something that we could skip a week or two going over there to maintain. It's a turf type tall fescue. I didn't want to go with the fine. I felt like the course already had some of the coarser looking leaf blades out around the lakes already. And I felt like that mimicked more of the natural look that we already had, so not trying to stray too far from that. Once we established it, it was just making sure that once established, making sure that when it goes droughty, we turn the water back on, but we're not watering it nearly as frequently as Bermuda grass would be. It's about a quarter of the water. We're not having to mow it down or string trim it as often. We'll go through and we'll blaze it down every now and then when it gets a little too scraggly, but we really like the seed heads that it produces, and it kind of gives that nice aesthetic natural look. Nowadays, water is even more restricted than it used to be, so having to water less is definitely one of the biggest benefits. My crew size isn't very big, so getting over to the areas that do need to be maintained and string trimmed, if I can limit how often I'm having to do that, it's just a benefit for labor as well. Just the fact that I'm not having to go out there as often as I was kind of expecting to has been a huge benefit, or surprise if you will. It's disease resistant, requires less water. It's just been all around a good choice so far.